I want to say welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Stay with me. We got a show coming up today. As promised, we will be talking about some housing problems down in Osceola, Arkansas. So just sit tight, and we will be coming back in a little bit to go ahead and crank this show up, okay? Again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Tony Hollis live talk show Testify. Again, we are into season 4 of the Tony Hollis live talk show Testify. I want to say it's been a long day. I've been rushing, but we're going to try to get through this thing. Again, many of you know that I had stated that I was going to be bringing some guests on from Osceola, Arkansas. I don't think it's a good idea today for me to bring the guests on. Understand there has been some retaliation against at least one of the tenants down in Osceola, Arkansas, at this housing complex. But let me do this here first. Since we're talking about a issue as it relates to um, one of the housing business down there, I guess you can say that they are a um, private business, and so I think I better go ahead and put my disclaimer up. And disclaimer, I'm simply going to read it, and it simply is giving my personal statement saying this podcast is to allow guests and viewers to express themselves on a wide variety of topics and to have open discussions and to share their opinions with the host. Okay? As I indicated, to share their opinions with the host. So we got that out of the way. So again, I got a whole bunch of paperwork that come to me from a citizen or citizens down in Osceola, Arkansas, and they indicated that they are at their breaking point. I've had complaints. Some is as bad as throwing the kid's bicycle over in the dumpster, the trash can. And so, again, those are allegations. I need for those individuals, if you care to elaborate on the children bicycles being thrown in the trash. Uh, there's my number as it scroll across the screen, 870-740-1515. We'll be taking calls. If you don't feel like typing today or texting today, you can do that. All right. And also, before we get started, I want to say that I want to talk about a few things. Uh, First of all, I want to start with the the Blavo school district. The Blavo school district, as I understand, has hired an assistant superintendent. Uh, there are so many other things going on with the Blavo school system to where we need money to try to hire more school resource officers. As many of you know, we have had some very serious fights since January. I mean, it seemed like they're having fights every day, and it just seems though the school resource director, um, um, I don't think they have an answer. I don't think the superintendent have an answer. In fact, there has been some serious bullying going on. I have made contact with the superintendent's assistant. She's supposed to call the parents who have had their children being bullied. One child was dragged across the floor. I'm sure many of you saw that video. Just recently, there was A lady called me about her child, to where he gave warning that there were some students that wanted to jump on him. According to the mother, the teachers, I guess they're teachers or administrators or whoever, they brushed it off. And so that fight did occur, which caused that young man to have his hand broken. According to mom, his hand was broken like in 4 places. Still, she have not received a call from the superintendent. I don't know what is the holdup, why the superintendent is not getting in contact with these parents, but um, it's bad, y'all. And we really, really, really do need to try to become involved with our school system here in Blavel, because in regards to just fights alone, I mean, we haven't even begun to even address um, our school performance, because there's been so much um, attention put on fights and other things. So, um, hiring a superintendent, assistant superintendent, I don't think that that is needed. Um, we need to be putting that money to where it served the best interest, and that would be uh, safety for our students. Um, I just think it was a bad move. We got less than 2,000 students that go participate in the Blava School District, and I just don't see how the superintendent plate is so full that she cannot manage uh, 15 uh, hundred students. It may be a little bit more. I don't know. I'm just saying 1,500 students. Um, we really do need to make sure that the school board is spending the taxpayers' money wisely. And so we're going to be talking about that a little bit more later. I want to say we also had a meeting this Saturday. Many of you know Councilman Ariel Jones. He have a program there at the library that he normally holds on Saturdays. He had one this past Saturday. Um, they had some guests there speaking on some programs. Um, it did take a twist in terms of the meeting, having somewhat of some confusion. I might have been there 10 minutes, 15 at best. And it just was, it's just so much disorder. I left. Uh, I don't know exactly how the meeting ended. I left before it ended. But I want to say this here in defense of Miss Priscilla Johnson. She don't mind about me calling her name. I want to say this in defense to Miss Priscilla Johnson. She's the director of the Mississippi County uh, EOC office. Okay. Um, She is responsible for this entire county, not just Blytheville, not just Osceola, not just Gosnell. She is responsible making sure that programs are carried out for all residents, not just Blytheville, all residents in Mississippi County. Now, she explained it, what the reason why she is not able to have someone to sit down to help those individuals with their paperwork, whether it's loans or whatever the case might be, um, home improvement, those grants dollars that come through uh, her office. She just don't have the manpower, woman power, or whichever. She just don't have that extra help to do those things. She explained it that she will provide the office space. So what she needs right now, she needs for volunteers. If you are a volunteer and you want to help someone with their paperwork, to try to assist them with getting some grant funding or getting a loan through the EOC office, then please do that. They could really actually uh, use your help to trying to serve some of these tenants, uh, um, just people in general, in Blytheville, Arkansas. Um, we need to get our city government involved. We need to get Mississippi County, what is it, Greater Economic Development, Mr. Chickwood. That's another organization. So I believe with the city of Blytheville and with Mr. Chickwood, surely between Blytheville and Mr. Chickwood, we ought to be able to find some money or some, uh, 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 say, a body or people that is, uh, to help assist the Mississippi County EOC office, try to accommodate some of these people, helping them better understand how to fill out their application, that it be trying to get approval for grant money or some other type of loan. And so we need to bring other people involved. Mayor Logan, I'm pretty sure she have some people that perhaps maybe she can make available to EOC, Mississippi County EOC, as well as uh, the Mississippi County uh, that board, economic board I'm talking about, that Mr. Chickwood is over. So between those two entities, working in partnership with Mississippi County EOC, I really do believe um, these people will be better served. So, uh, Miss Priscilla Johnson, I've been working with her for a while, going back to Mr. Sam Scruggs when he was alive. Rest in peace. So let's be about trying to provide our services, our personal sales, okay, and try to get others involved to help the Mississippi County ELC. They don't have the manpower. You can throw all the funding dollars that you want toward the ELC office. You can throw all the dollars. I don't care if it's $1 million. If they do not get the people to service those grant dollars that come through, should I say, program that come through her office, the work is not going to get done. When you do a program, you attach dollars that is going to be for whomever is going to be designated to do that job. And so there's going to have to be some pay to come along with those grants. You know, nowadays people won't work free, but we'll talk about that later. But let's get to the topic at hand. Okay, shall we do that? So let's just go ahead and get started now. All right. So let's get started. Again, I want to put this up for those of you that who might want to file a complaint with the hood office. I'm told that they do receive state federal dollars. This uh, apartment unit down in Osceola. So let me put up this first one here. This is a website here. Okay, that's the website there where you can go and personally fill out your application if you believe that you have faced it, some housing discrimination. That is the link. Okay, I'll come back and I'll put that link up again before I close out the show. But that is the link. Also, they have a link for those who speak Spanish. Okay, and so let me put that link up as well. You also uh, will have the opportunity to fill out your uh, complaint online, and this is the the link for those of you who don't speak English, but you speak Spanish. This is the link that you can go to and also to fill out uh, your complaint. Okay. So before we close, I will come back and I will put that uh, back on the screen. All right. Now, I do have the lease agreement. I don't know where I put it at now. I had a lady to drive who drove down here and gave me the lease agreement. I didn't have time to load it in the computer, but I do have it here. And and I'm going through this lease agreement right now. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do a follow up on this show today. That we're holding today. I'm going to do a follow up. Probably will do it one day through the week. I may not do it Sunday. I may do it one day through the week. So we're going to have a follow up on this here, and also there will be also the tenants that's talking about they want to prepare a petition. Is my understanding. They want this property manager. They want her to be replaced, and so a petition will be prepared. They asked for my guidance. Uh, I would give them uh, what I know in terms of uh, the procedures in terms of carrying out a petition. Okay. Again, me speaking to you, I want to say that I am not an attorney. Don't claim to be an attorney. I'm giving you this information uh, for educational purposes. And you can use that information for how you so desire. Okay. So, but the petitioners don't have anything on here in regards to some of the complaints that I've been hearing. I've been hearing complaints such as um, bicycles, like I say, children bicycle being thrown in the trash, maybe because they're left out by the door or on the walkway or what have you. There's been other complaints uh, that I've heard that where there's been some uh, issues where you can't park your vehicle a certain direction, whether it's north, south, or what have you. I don't see none of that in this lease agreement that I'm reading, and I will be putting this lease agreement on the screen sometime this week. I didn't have time to put it on there today. I just wanted to try to familiarize myself with it. Okay. Now, I will put two things up on the screen that I think that is problematic. Let me go up here and find it. Uh, I don't know if you all can see this here, but this is the most. Uh, I tell you, I had to scratch my head on this one. This is the most, I will say, uh, mind blowing so-called petition, not petition, excuse me, policy uh, by this property manager. If you can read there with me, I'm hoping that you can see that. Uh, make sure that I get it on. Um, I'm hoping I get it on. But this is one of the property management. I mean, one of the properties uh, down in Osceola. This particular property manager saw fit to put out a curfew. I want to make sure that I have this here on here because right now um, I'm not seeing it on my screen. Um, so forgive me for looking down. I'm trying to share this information right now with you all, and I'm hoping that it will pop up because right now, as I indicated, I don't see it. Okay. All right. Oh, here we go. I need to add it. There we go. I just added it. Okay. All right. So hopefully you all can see this um, this so-called curfew. If you read along with me there, um, it's the effective immediately. There will be a 10 o'clock curfew effective immediately. Okay. It will be enforced. This is not my writing. This is the property manager writing. She misspelled the word enforced it. She put an I as opposed to a E. So this is her writing, not mine. Uh, it will be enforced with signs posted. Police will be called. If you do not live here, you do not need to be here after 10 o'clock p.m. No loud music being played in cars or coming from homes effective immediately. If we can hear it outside your car, it is too loud. Turn it down. I can understand that. That's reasonable. Okay. You, the tenant, is responsible for your guests, so I would advise you to keep them in line. Guests are only per your lease to stay no more than 14 days. This is going to be enforced. We all want a safe and clean community, but it takes everyone doing their part. I will be getting more security lights up, and police will be more active and on camera, uh, and more cameras will be up. Thank you for your assistance in making our community the best in Osceola management. Don't have a signature. This piece of paper here that was attached to the doors or property of the tenants. It don't have no type of stationary letterhead um, when this particular uh, um, policy, if you want to call it that, when it was adopted. There's nothing on here. So, what the tenants believe, as well as myself, I mean, you have to um, just probably imagine that this is just a piece of paper that was written up at the spur of the moment. Okay, so but that, and there's also another um, policy that she had put up, and I want to go up and find that as well. Um, Let me find it. I want to go up and find that one as well. But there's another one that she had up. Let me find it. Okay. Okay. I don't know if this is it or not. Yeah, I think this is it. Okay, and this is the other policy right here. All right. Now this one right here is simply um I think it's talking about um an inspection and cost related. Um and I want to say to my viewers who are looking on, I will be coming back taking phone calls the minute I go ahead and finish this presentation, and I will be opening up the lines. You'll know I give you the cue, and that's when you can start calling. Okay. But right here, if we will look at um, this one right here, it say. Let me scroll down. It say this is an inspection. Inspection also must be given a proper notice in terms of the dates and this, that, and other. But anyway, I see a lot of people have put in work orders. This is the property manager talking again, for blinds and other things that are chargeable items. We will be replacing many blinds. Small is $40. I don't know what blinds cost. I got no problem with that. The big ones, $55. I don't know. I got no problem with that. Now, this is what I do have a problem with. Smoke alarms, $75 for a smoke alarm. Now, that right there, I got a problem with that because I would think that the property manager would make it uh, their business to provide smoke alarms for their property. In most cases, the fire department give those things out free. I imagine the fire department um, qualify for some type of grant to where they actually give those fire alarms out free. And so I will say to Osceola residents and as well as to the property manager, um, I would hope that you will reach out to the fire department or any other uh, uh, entity that it be hood themselves to try to see if um, there are fire alarms that can be given to this particular property for the tenants, free of charge. So that's what I would hope that the property manager would do. They say most all items are chargeable now. Notify the office and we can give you the price of them that need replacing. I sent out the list a couple of months ago. These are just a few items that has to be uh, that has to be in good looking and working order. Again, typewritten piece of paper, no letterhead, no adoption date in terms of this particular policy. And so, again, I think a lot of these policies just pretty much, uh, go into a computer and just type something out. Okay. So, those are the two things. There was another one that they had to where I want to say that it was something to where they had to provide their light bill, electric bill. I don't know what was the purpose of that, but it was almost like it was mandatory um, that they give a copy of their electric bill. Many of the tenants don't know what the purpose of that. Um, they don't feel that they should. I mean, now if the property manager is trying to qualify the tenants um, for some type of credit toward their electric bill, then yes, I would say that would be a good reason to turn your electric bill in. All right. But again, that's pretty much my intro as it relates to some of the things that are going on in Osceola, Arkansas. I hope I didn't at this housing apartment units down there. There is some information that I have that I'm going to share later on in the week. Uh, I will be bringing on a guest to speak to the attendants of uh, of just any attendants, not just Osceola, but just giving some information in regards to what are the rights of the tenant. Okay, what is housing discrimination? What you can do uh, to fight against housing discrimination. Okay, so I'm going to have a person to come on sometime in a week or perhaps next Sunday. I'm hoping I can get the person sometime this week. But if not, I definitely will have the person on come next Sunday to give a follow up as to what are your rights when it comes to housing. In this particular case, we're talking about federal assistance, HUD. Okay. And so we'll have that person on to come and give you the information that hopefully will give you a little hope of knowing what are your rights and what you can do if you find yourself to be a victim of housing discrimination. Okay. Um, do I have anything else over here that I need to put up? I don't think I have nothing else. And so, again, this is the this is the point to where you can um, call in my number, Tony Hollis Live Talk Show Testify. You can call my number in, and you can um, go ahead and give your 2 cent, your comments, or what have you. You may have experienced um, uh, an incident with this particular property manager. That's my number there. If you want to call in to the show, call in to testify 870-740-1515. Again, testify 870-740-1515. It's all the soul running down there on my ticker, my crawler at the bottom. And so um, call in when you uh, have a question or you have some information you want to provide. Okay. And so um, I do have, let me see, is there something else over here that I need to get? I thought it was something else that I needed to show you all. But again, oh, yes, I know what I had to show you all. Let me show you this before the calls start coming. Okay. So let me go back up here. Many of you who might have already encountered uh, some type of problems with the this property manager, if you find yourself about to be evicted, okay, there is a process to have you served with eviction papers, okay. Now, one of the very first things, let me go up here and find it. One of the very first things that need to happen is this: Whenever the property manager uh, wants you gone, okay, number one, the first step, deliver an eviction notice. In some cases, that notice, it may be a, what do you call, a 3 day, I had my information up here and now I don't misplaced it. It's a 3 day quit or something, what they call it. You all know what I'm talking about, to where what did I do with that paperwork? I can't even find it now. But it's called something like a 3 day, uh it's some 3 day rule, to where, for example, if you hadn't paid your rent and since the due date, 5 days them pass by, and you may get something what is called a 3 day quit, something to that effect. I don't know this real estate term, but in other words, they're giving you 3 days to vacate the property. There's another one called 14 day that may be in relation to, say you done damaged the property, you hadn't paid for the repairs or what have you, and so they serving you with an eviction notice in that regard. Okay, but that is the first step right there. Deliver an eviction notice. It's not but 7 or 8 steps. Okay, that's the first step right there. Okay, and like I say, I am not an attorney. By no means am I giving you legal advice. I'm giving you some information for educational purposes, and you can use this information however so you desire. Okay. The second step is, wait to hear from the tenant. We're talking about the landlord. In this particular case, the property manager. Most of the time, when they send out these letters, um, you know, they want to hear from you. You know, in other words, just to know that you acknowledge of being in receipt of the letter. Okay. Um, and so I got someone texting me here. Let me see what this is. Oh yes, and before I'm gonna come back to that, but that is the second thing right there. And before I go on with the rest of uh, these steps, I just received a text, and I also want you all to come on and speak about that. I don't feel comfortable speaking on the issue if I can't get someone to call in or to give me some information in a text uh, that you indeed are in knowledge of that particular incident. What was just texted to me, you all, was that there was something. I thought I might have mentioned that, but there was something to where there are some children that live over in those apartments, um, to where it is allegedly. Now that's the key word, allegedly, because I wasn't there. I have to say allegedly. Now, if the person who is affected want to come on and say, I was that person, those were my kids, then by all means, you have that opportunity to do that. But what was just texted to me was that some children uh, was referred to as they biracially kids. First of all, okay, not like that got anything to do with it, but I say biracially because the mother of these children believed that her kids uh, uh, are being singled out because they biracial, and it is alleged that the kids were called mutt. That's what was uh, a derogatory term that was made toward the kids. They call them mutts, and so uh, I don't want to say who said it, who did it, because I wasn't there. And I think it's all right, uh, not all right, but it would be more appropriate. Let me just say that if the mother and the children who were affected, uh, if you wish to speak, either by telephone or if you want to come on my show, I can send you a link right now, and I can have you connected just like that. And so So I'm just trying to protect myself as well. So that's why I need to hear from the tenant. I need to hear from you, that you call in or that you text. I need to hear from you. Okay. Now, well, we was at the second step. Wait to hear from the tenant once they receive the letter of eviction. Okay. Of course, that's when the tenant, if they choose to respond to the letter, they will. If not, then I'm pretty sure the eviction process now will become a legal matter, civil matter. Okay. And so at the fourth step, as you can see, it say the court clerk will issue the tenant a summons. A summons is just a document that's telling you uh, that you have been sued, and in that summons is giving you a court date to appear. This is a civil action, okay? And what the court clerk uh, in that summons for is why you need to appear to court, it would be because the landlord property manager, they will be putting you on notice of their intentions to have the judge grant them what is called a writ of possession. In other words, they want to uh, have you evicted, take back their property, to possess their property. Okay, that's what that means. When you hear that word writ of possession, that means they will be asking the court to have their property returned back to them and to have you evicted. All right. We got seven things, and then we'll take the phone calls. Okay. Number five, tenant. Once that summons is served upon you, remember I was telling you about they serving you with a writ of possession. They want their property back. You will have between 5 and 10 days to file an answer with the court. Again, I have to keep, uh, uh, reiterating or stating that is that this is not legal advice. This educational purposes uh, for you. And I will say that if you don't know how to navigate yourself around filing a particular civil answer or a complaint yourself, I will suggest that you speak with an attorney. But right now, I'm just giving you information uh, that you can consider educational um, if you choose to go that next step in filing your own legal action. Okay. Number six, attend a civil hearing. That's your court date. You will be um, asked to appear in court for this civil hearing to where you will give an answer as to why you believe you should remain in the property, okay, and not be evicted. Okay. Number seven, we got one more, eight. It's not the eight of them. Obtain a writ of possession. That would be the property manager. That's what the property manager is taking you to court for, to get that legal document uh, that will be granted by the sitting judge. It's called a writ of possession. That is a legal document. In most cases, uh, the clerk actually would that's would be given to the property manager, and what she or he would do at that point in time, they will go through what is called uh, a process to where, in most cases, they either send the sheriff department out. I have heard that the chief of police have went out, but in most cases, the ones that I've known, the one that I've did myself, uh, I use the sheriff department to serve my wit possession. Uh, that's what I've done. I've used in my. Uh, I'm not a lawyer, but I do have degrees in the legal profession, but I'm not an attorney, and so I do my own work. And so, obtain a writ of possession. Once you get that writ of possession, the court is not going to help you. get your money, in this particular case, the court is not going to help the property manager uh, put you out. The court is not going to do that. The clerk is not going to do that. The court clerk is not going to do that. That's your responsibility. Property manager, that is. That's his or her responsibility is to uh, forcibly have you removed. Okay. And most of the time they use the sheriff office. And the last thing is obtain the property. In other words, when they serve that with the sheriff, in most cases, when the sheriff get involved, uh, I wish I had my information. I can't find it. Most of the time, when the sheriff get involved, you got something like I don't know. They're giving you like I want to say 24 hours. They're giving you 24 hours to vacate the premises. If you're not uh, if you're not out of there in 24 hours, then in most cases they will physically remove your personal belongings um, if you are refusing um, to vacate the premises. Okay. I can't find that document, y'all. I bet when I hang up, I'll find it just like that, but I can't find it now. But anyway, those are the 8 steps. Okay. Uh, uh, to have you properly evicted. So if in this particular case, if this landlord show up at your property tomorrow and say, I want you out. You didn't pay this. You didn't pay that. You didn't pay for the repairs. You didn't pay that $75 for that smoke alarm, $40 for the blind, $55 for the other ones. I want you out. That's not the process. Until she go through these or he go through these 8 steps, um, in most cases, people remain in the property until the judge grant what is called a writ of possession. Once the judge grant that writ of possession, that's when the property manager, landlord, or whomever, that's when they would, in most cases, have the sheriff or the uh, municipal police chief uh, to physically remove you and have your properties removed from the property as well. Have your possession, excuse me, moved from the property as well. And so I think that's it, y'all. Again, I will be bringing on the property manager. Property manager. You know good and well ain't. Oh yeah, let me speak about that. Uh, I want to say this here that uh, I don't know why my screen is frying on me now a little bit, but we're gonna go on. Uh, I will say this here that I did make contact with the head office in I want to say Little Rock. I did make contact with office in Little Rock, and from what I understand from that office in Little Rock is that the property. I don't know what she is, what's her position, but I was explaining to her the situation that was going on in Osceola, and of course, she did not want to give me her name. She asked for my name, and I gave her my name. But when I asked for her name, she told me, in fact, she said, I don't want to give my name. I said, now, wait a minute, ma'am. I said, now, you just asked me for my name. So now I'm asking you for your name, and you don't want to give me that information. I said, why? And she said, I don't want to get involved. That's what she said. She said, I don't want to get involved. You know, that's what she said. She said she don't want to get involved. Uh, I couldn't make any sense out of it. I don't know why she felt a need to ask me my name. And when I asked her her name, she would not give me her name. She did give me her first name. She said her first name was Kelly. I said, well, Miss Kelly, you got a last name? She said she don't want to give it. I said, why? She said, I don't want to be involved. I don't understand that. You work for this particular uh, apartment units or whatever. You're already involved. You work there. But that's what she told me. She didn't want to get involved. All right, y'all. I'm down at the crunch hour. Uh, I'm going to my board to see if I got any comments over here. That's the wrong one there. I don't see. I'm hoping that uh, I know I'm live, but I don't see anything on my board over here. So I don't see any comments over here. So I don't guess. I'm gonna go and check my settings right quick. If my settings is okay, and it appears that no one is actually wanting to. Oh, here we go. Look like I got a call here. Welcome to the Tony Hollis Live Talk Show. Testify.
Yes, Brother Tony Hollis. This is Pastor Curtis Smith. How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing, Pastor Smith?
I'm doing all right. I was, I'm doing fine. I, I was trying to allow those tenants to see what they gonna come in. I don't want to interrupt what they had to say.
Uh-huh.
But first of all, I just want to. I'm calling, let you know.
Look like you got a little feedback there.
I'm getting a little feedback or something, I guess.
Yeah, but go ahead. I hear you.
Okay, then. I just want to let you know. I thank you, Brother Tony, what you're doing for the public.
Uh-huh.
What you're doing for the Bible.
Yes, sir.
And Mississippi County.
Uh-huh. So let me ask you, are you familiar with
Don't
any of
have
the
anyone
complaints?
in us anymore, you know.
Mm-hmm. And do you know anything what's going on down in Osceola, Arkansas?
No, I'm not familiar with what's going on down there. I just want to. No, I'm not familiar with it. I've heard a few little things about it.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, all right. Hopefully someone will call in, Pastor Curtis, and I really appreciate you reaching out and being concerned. All right.
Okay. All right. God bless you. Keep up the good work.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You take care now. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Welcome, Tony Hollis Live Talk Show. Testify.
Yes, I'm a tenant out here in Osceola, Arkansas.
Okay, can you speak up a little bit, ma'am?
Yes, I'm a tenant that lives out here in the Oak Grove Apartments, Osceola, Arkansas.
Uh-huh.
And it's several things that haven't been touched up for as complaining. Like she tells the children they're not allowed to bounce the basketball outside on the concrete.
Mm-hmm.
We're not allowed to have two cars. Our car can be parked properly, and if our tags have went out of date, we get a towing sticker, and our car will get towed.
Mm-hmm.
Even if our car tire has went flat, and if anybody's seen the roads out here, they're horrible. And if our tire gets flat, she tows our car. And it's just miserable out here. She's real hateful. The kids are not allowed to do anything. She's throwing the bikes away. We're not allowed to put them on our porch. We're not allowed to back our car up. And it just goes on and on and on. And she treats us like we're prisoners out here.
Uh-huh. Well, talk to me about this here. I showed, before we start talking about those concerns as it relates to the kids, I really do want to talk about that. But what is it with this curfew, telling grown folks to be in at 10 o'clock? I mean, what is causing that?
Right. I guess she just made that rule up on her own, saying we're not allowed to be out at 10. We're not allowed to have nobody come in and visit us after 10.
Uh-huh.
And just like even with me, with my son's father and the hours he worked, and he wants to come and visit his child, that we have to worry about her towing his car for even being over here.
Well, uh, I'm looking at your lease agreement. I don't see anything in your lease agreement that say anything about um, how cars are to be parked or whether it's bagging in or pulling in. Uh,
Right.
so are these handwritten rules, if you will? I mean, because it don't appear that these, uh, if you want to call them rules, it don't appear that these rules was written on any type of business stationery letterhead. And so I imagine, do you think that she's just going to her personal computer, typing up these rules and passing them on to the attendants as though they are policies?
Oh yeah, she's gotta be because I've been out here for 9 years and we've never had all these problems. And as far as even having two cars, if you own two cars, she says one's gonna get towed,
Hmm.
saying we're only allowed one car. But as you was talking, if we call into Little Rock, it's like there's no concerns, but at the same time, it's not in the lease. So
Okay.
she's just making up rules as she goes.
Well, I did call Little Rock. I don't know if you heard. The lady, she seemed, I don't know. I don't know if she was spooked or what, but she would not even give me her name. She did talk to me, but she wouldn't give me her name. She gave me some name, Kelly. You know anyone named Kelly out of that office in Little Rock?
I'm not familiar with any of them
Well,
out there.
then again, I don't even think that was right, probably her correct name. Anyway, she said Kelly. Uh, now, let's talk about do you have children?
I do.
Now let's talk about, you say the children don't, I imagine they don't have any type of playground area that they can go and play.
No, sir.
So
We
they
have nothing
basically,
out here.
so they pretty much have to just manage to play in whatever safe uh, spot that they can find. And you say they have bicycles to where that was one of the rumors I heard, that the bicycles, there was threat that the bicycles will be thrown in the trash dumpsters. Is that true? Any truth to that?
Yes, sir, it is. She stole my neighbor's bike in the porch, and his bike was actually on the porch when she went and
You said your
took it off
neighbor.
herself. Yes, sir. My
Eh,
neighbor's little boy had his
Did you
bike
talk
on
to
the
this
porch.
neighbor? I mean, did you get this information strictly from the neighbor, or was this just third hand information? I mean,
I had particularly the neighbor told me
okay.
they had actually went down there to get the bike out of the dumpster and went and confronted her about it. And it's just to the point where she's even told the children they're not allowed to bounce basketballs on the concrete.
So they can't they can't ride the bikes, and now they can't bounce basketballs. So what is it that the kids can do? I mean, do she have
Pretty
any
much,
type of area that the kids can go in and play? I mean, do the housing unit have a place that's designated for the kids to congregate to where they can play and be safe?
no, sir, they don't. They if they get out, they have to get out and play with each other in these yards. But we continue to let them bounce the basketballs. They're not throwing, making no harm. They're not throwing the ball at no houses.
Uh-huh.
And I don't see how a ball can harm the concrete when they're
Hmm.
already, the roads out here are horrible. I mean, they're very horrible. And
Okay.
we'll get in trouble for getting a flat tire.
Wow. Well, well, let me ask you this here. You mentioned something else about, well, I don't know if you mentioned it, but I don't know if you heard me. There was some allegation that the kids were referred to as, some slanderous, derogatory term was used toward the kids. Are you familiar with any of that going on?
I am, sir. And I've actually heard from the child's own mother, um, where she has called the children mutts. And me, myself personally, I have a biracial son.
Mm-hmm.
And just like the other day, he was standing on the sidewalk. He was right in front of our house, but she chose to take it up on herself to stop him and was like, "Where do you live? You need to go back home."
Uh-huh.
And so I went down there and I asked her, was there a problem? Is he making any harm or anything? And she said, oh no, but he needs to be at home. I said, well, he was on the sidewalk and he's right by our apartment. He's
Mhm.
not bothering anyone. He's not messing with anyone. So you had no reason, to be messing with these children.
Uh-huh.
But I do know that she has called the kids much, and she has preferred, as she was tired of checking the mailboxes for, I don't want to say this, I don't know the proper way to say it, black bees
Mm-hmm.
for nothing but food stamps and welfare.
Okay. Wow. So it had there's a racial tone as well for his speech.
It is, and it's awful out here. It's just, and I don't know if she's trying to set the curfew for us to keep from having company, or I just don't. I've never heard of anybody paying their bills and have curfew.
Mhm. Well, especially grown folks. I thought perhaps when uh, I heard of that info, well, what was told to me about the curfew, I thought perhaps maybe um, it was a mistake. It was meant for juveniles, but uh, the lady said no, grown folks, us.
Sir, yes, sir.
Yeah. So, what is it exactly? How long have this particular property manager? How long have she actually been there with the unit as the new property manager? How long have she been there?
I want to say almost a year now. And this past year is when there's not a day go by that there's not letters on our door. If I leave and I'm gone for the day, I come home, there's a note. There's a
Uh
note.
huh.
E- Every time we turn around, there's a note, and it's just new rules every time we turn around.
Hmm. So, I mean, do you? It sounds like you indicating that it may be a form of harassment.
It feels like that, sir. I mean, it's to the point where we wake up now. Well, I'm speaking for myself. I'm just to the point where I'm so stressed out, wondering what's the next rule gonna be, what's the next letter gonna be on my door, or
Uh
if
huh.
she's gonna tow my car, or if I get a flat. Is what's she gonna say to my child next? It's always worrying about something, it's stressing about something.
Uh huh. Oh Lord. Well, ma'am. So what is the proposed resolution to trying to solve some of these problems? I understand that there uh, either is a petition in circulation or one will be prepared. Uh, and one of the things that they're asking for with the one person that I've spoke with is that they're asking for this particular property manager to be removed or
Yes,
replaced.
sir.
And
But we don't even know what to do, or because we've all been trying to call Little Rock, and it's either we don't get a response or they'll take our response down, but no one comes out to investigate or anything. It's just got to the point where I don't know if they're some kin to her or if they don't want to
mhm.
have. I just don't understand it.
So you mean to tell me that no one has been successful with um, the Little Rock office either taking a call or returning a call?
No, sir. And if they do take a call, I mean, it's nothing getting done because we're still getting new letters. And then we'll even mention, well, if this rule is true, why is it not in the lease?
Yeah,
And
it's
we
not. Yeah,
can't, there's nothing can be done about it.
but I will say that most of everything that the complaints that was given to me reading this lease agreement, I've seen nothing uh, of any of those rules that it be a certain way to park your car, bicycles, curfew. I've read nothing of that
Right.
in the lease agreement, and
Or
so
even owning cars.
mhm. Well, I hope have your children. Well, I won't ask you that. I don't want to give no about no indication where they may cause you some backlash. But I'm just saying, I hope your children are safe. I hope that they are not. Um, don't have these encounters with anyone in terms of them being called out of their names or what have you. And so I just pray that don't happen to you or your children. Uh,
Okay, thank you.
so is there anything else that you need to add, ma'am?
Not at the moment. No, thank you.
Well, okay. And like I say, that's my contact number there. 870 If I normally
Okay, I
answer,
appreciate
I
it.
normally answer that phone. That's my call in uh, broadcast, my show contact number. And so I normally check that throughout the day. And so if you call and leave me a message and uh, I don't pick up right then, I will return your call.
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right. You have a blessed remaining day, ma'am.
You too. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was a young lady calling in, expressing, uh, some of the things that she has endured. She also mentioned, corroborate some of the other things that has been occurring as it relates to the bicycles, kids' bicycle that is been thrown in the trash. Kids don't have any place to stay, and did point out that these kids, think it's fair to say that they're biracial kids, to which there is belief that that might also factor into why the kids are being treated the way that they're treated. Uh, Again, these are allegations, but we did have this lady to come on, and she did corroborate some of those things as to what is going on at this property unit. Um, and so we did get that one call in. You all, for some reason or another, when I was cranking up on my board here, um, I'm not seeing any comments over here. I don't know what's going on with my board. Um, I want to try to go up in here and try to see if I can change these settings here. If you give me 1 minute, I want to go in here and try to change these settings. And if I can uh, change these settings, then I will come back. Let me find it, and hopefully you can tune in to me what I'm trying to say. So let me go up here and try to see if I can pull that up right now. Uh, okay, there we go, right there. I want to check these settings right quick because it appears I don't see you all comments, and I don't know if I'm private or what, but I'm finna go in here and check it out right now. Okay, finna check it out right now, and I don't see anything in terms of me being private. So I guess the thing is, why can't I see you all comments? Let me try one other place here, see if I can get that going. Uh, seem like we seem like we public. I don't know why um, things is not showing up. Um, oh, there we go. I see Sister Davis. I see her. How you doing, Sister Davis? And so I just wanted to make sure that we was um, the comment box was working there. And so got someone else. Who is this here? James Holloway. I don't know you, sir. Sorry, I got started a little late, but hopefully you are tuning in. How you doing, Miss Williams? Okay, so we all working. I just want to make sure that we were public, we were live, and so I thank you all for giving me some indication of where we were. And so while I'm waiting on anyone else to call in or what have you, I also want to go up here and show you all. Remember, we had an incident in Gosnell, Arkansas, I believe. Um, what I mean, I believe the incident was in Gosnell, Arkansas. And I wanted to show you all something just real quickly because I had indicated that, remember the incident we was talking about the school board, not the school board, the child that was tased. Well, I did find that policy, and I want to share that with you all right now because Um, the school hadn't did anything, although the mayor of the city, I think his name is, I want to say Jason Taylor, Mayor Taylor, although he indicated that I guess an investigation was going on. To my knowledge, uh, to my knowledge, uh, I haven't heard anything from the mayor, uh, him giving any types of uh, update on what is going to happen with this particular officer, if anything. And so I don't know. But here we go. I'm finna pull this policy up for you right now. I'm pretty sure you all can see that. If I try to go one more, it may be too big. Let's see. I think that's a little too big. We're gonna drop it back down to 200 and zoom. Now, uh, I'm pretty sure you all can see this policy, what have you. Um, Let me read that for you all. Now, this goes in regards to the child that was tased. This is the policy right here. It's classified personnel weapons on campus. This is Gosnell, Arkansas. We're talking about now. I'm talking about the child who was tased, which there should be a crime in itself to use any weapon uh, on a child. In this particular case, it was a child who was attending the Gosnell High School. Okay. It goes on. Well, first they start talking about firearms. You know, that information there is, we're going to cross all over that. It's just basically saying who may possess a concealed uh, a weapon. That's basically all that's talking about. But where I want you to focus on, where it say other weapons, it's talking about other weapons. And this is where the police chief need to be held to account, for which the superintendent and the mayor of Gosnell, Arkansas, is sitting on their hands. They refuse to do anything with this police chief being disciplined. Let me read this to you. Or it's a O2. It's saying an employee may possess a pocket knife, which, for the purpose of this policy, is defined as a knife that can be folded into a case and has a blade or blades or less of less than 3 inches or less each. An employee may carry, for the purpose of self-defense, a small container of tear gas, mace, which for the purpose of this policy is defined as having a capacity of 150 cc's or less. Employees are expected to safeguard such items in such a way as to ensure they are not possessed by students. Such items, and this is very important here, y'all. Follow me on this here, right? I was going to try to highlight that, but I don't have my highlight on. But but this is very important. It says such items are not to be used against students, parents, and other school district employees. Let me read that again. This tear gas, mace, and if those are two less, shall we say, potent weapons uh, as compared to a taser. Now, if they don't want you to use tear gas and mace on students, wouldn't it make perfectly uh, good sense to know that if you can use these two less weapons uh, on students and parents and school personnel, if you can use these uh, less degree of weapons, let's just say that, how in the heck do the police chief think that he can use a taser on a student? Okay, so let me read that again. It's a, where we at? It say that employees are expected to safeguard such items in such a way as to ensure they are not possessed by students. Such items are not to be used against students, parents, or other school district employees. possession of weapons, knives, or self-defense items that do not comply with the limit contained herein, the failure of an employee to safeguard such items, and here it comes, or the use of such items against students, parent, and other school district employees may, here it come again, may result in disciplinary action being taken against the employee, which may include termination or non-renewal of the employee. There you go. So I guess the question is now, I did send out an email to uh, the mayor of Gosnell, Mr. Jason Taylor. I did send him an email, and I did ask for him to include this policy that I just read, to include this policy in the investigative file of this particular police chief who tased this child in Gaza. It specifically states in the policy that weapons should not be used against students, okay, the uh, school employees, who else did it say? Student, parents, and school personnel, employees. You can't use those weapons on those three groups that they name. You can't use it. So that in itself, the police chief of Gosnell was in violation. Okay. So that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a little over the hour. I don't plan on doing no more than 1 hour. I'm 11 minutes over. Uh, if no one wants to speak on the topic that we were discussing today, I'm gonna go ahead and tune out and shut it down. And again, Blava, our school district is in trouble. You can sit by, you can watch the house burn, or you can cure enough to become involved and want to get you a pail of water to help put out this fire. The house is burning, y'all. Blavo School District is what I'm referring to. The house. The house is on fire. That you talking fights in the classroom, uh, personnel issues, administrative issues, teachers issues. The house is on fire. And we running around here caring about everything else. Especially those of you who got children in school. You all will definitely uh, be the loudest voice. Because if this school go down, what do you think that you're going to be transferring your kids to? We getting ready to shut down. It look like someone calling in. Let's see who it is. Tony Hollis Live Talk Show Testify. How may I help you?
Yes, I'd like to speak on behalf on the apartments that I reside at.
Well, how you doing, ma'am? All right. Well, we got another caller, you all, and so she took the time to call in. I think we're gonna go ahead and allow this lady the opportunity to speak. I'm pretty sure. Did you hear of anything that we talked about earlier?
Yes, I did.
How about my last speaker there? You heard her make some
Yes,
statements in
and I know
regards.
I know her very well. Yes, and she's has told the truth about everything she has told you. But I do want to mention up how she refer black men as bums.
Uh-huh.
She don't know why. That's the only thing they want to do is come out here and lay up. I'm not understanding that. And as far as bagging up the vehicles, okay, she made that rule up. So I feel as though that rule applies to her too. She has 3 vehicles bagged up, even one on the lawn by her door. And
Oh,
she
so
has
she stay at the
cones.
property as well.
Yes, she stays on the property as well.
I also heard something
So
about no pets, and she has pets. Is that correct?
yes,
Oh Lord. So she's not complying to the own rules herself.
Exactly my point. Why evict someone with a dog when you have 3 dogs and a cat?
Mhm.
Why put phones in the parking spots like you saved them for yourself and whoever? I'm just not understanding her. I just really do. She do needs to be removed because we feel like she's treating us like a dog in a kennel. Nobody's no dogs out here. We shouldn't be treated like this.
And you
So
are a
basically,
tenant, correct?
yes.
Okay. How long have you been there?
About 5 years.
Oh, so you've been there a while.
Yes, never had to go through none of this.
Mm. And
We done
this
had a
is
total of probably 5 landlords within the last 2 years.
that was going to be my next question. How many?
I'm gonna say about four or five, about four.
So there's a pretty high turnover rate.
Exactly.
Why do you believe they're not staying there? Is it just they just?
That right there, good question. I don't have the slightest idea, but there were nothing like her.
But
Nothing like her.
did you uh have you ever been threatened with eviction?
No, I haven't. I
Okay.
try to stay my distance from her because you really just can't talk to her. She's very disrespectful. She's very rude. She don't care who you are, what color you are, whatever. But she would talk to you like you are one of her child. And I'm, my mom is 88 years old,
Uh-huh. And
and I would
so,
not let her talk to me any kind of way. So I really just try to stay my distance.
well, so are you in agreement that, well, you already done told me that, what kind of property manager that she, a landlord that she's is. So I imagine you pretty much is ready to sign on with a few of the others who are, as I speak, um, have began to draft a petition.
Yes, I agree with that. Yes.
Okay.
And it's something needs to be done about it. Like the last tenant spoken of,
Mhm.
corporate's not doing nothing about it. They would tell you they got a lot of complaints
Now,
against her.
corporate and
But
is that the same people that I spoke with in Little
ye-
Rock?
yes, yeah, over in Little Rock. And if they tells me that they have received many complaints on her, why is nothing has been done about it? I'm not understanding that.
They was
Why
afraid
letting
that.
this lady do more damage to us that she's already did?
Well, in regards to the curfew, I did get her at least to open up. And when I say her, I mean the lady in Little Rock that I spoke with. She called. She said her
Mm-hmm.
name was Kelly, but I don't even think that was her correct name. Uh, but according to her, the purpose of the curfew was um, they was fights and all kind of other nuisance, if you will, that was going on at the property,
No,
and that was
sir.
the purpose of the curfew.
No, sir, that's not true. No fights out here, none whatsoever. None whatsoever.
Well, she
So all
claimed,
these
yeah.
rules she is making up. She's
Well,
making up every rule. And I can guarantee you we receive at least 3 to 4 letters on our door a week.
well, the letters from the misspelling. I don't know if you paid attention to one document that I put on the screen. You can tell that these letters are typewritten because she even misspelled the word info. She still
Yes, she
she
did.
putting an E, she put an I,
Yes, I
and
seen
so
that.
it's not professional. It's not on any kind of, you know, stationary letterhead or whatever, and so it's just there's no signatures to uh, these rules that she placing in your. I don't know if she placed them in your mailbox, on your door, or what,
Yeah,
but
she's attached to like a clip on
uh,
every tenant's door. So I guess the clip is for any notes she sends out. I don't know if she's putting them out or
am
she's
I
handing them
correct though that
to.
there's no signatures on these? Uh,
No signature. All of them said management. Management on every last one of them. Management. Her signature is nowhere on none of those
she don't put
notices.
her John Hancock on any of the
No,
notes.
no, sir. Not at all.
Well, that ought to be enough in itself. I mean, one tenant is too many, but from me listening to you and the last caller, it's as if they have received multiple complaints, but yet and still, it seems like they standing behind this property manager. From my conversation with this person who called herself Kelly.
I believe so.
I get the indication that they standing behind uh, is a lady named Miss. Well, I ain't gonna call her name, but the property manager in Osceola. It seemed though they standing behind her.
Yes, I believe so.
So
But I did contact the Fair Commission of Housing Discrimination. I did file a complaint, and this
oh,
was
you did good.
yes, this
And
was
please,
about
and
3 or 4
please,
days ago.
and please, if there's anyone else that believe that they have been treated unfairly in regards of, I think there was mentioned something about a race or just being mistreated, altogether, they need to know that they can file a complaint. That's the first thing. They need to file a complaint. Okay. Now, they may think, well, if I file a complaint, they're going to know that I file a complaint, which they will. But here's the deal. If it can be determined that because of tenants done filed a complaint, if it can be determined that the manager, landlord, or whomever, if they begin to start treating the tenants unfairly after coming into knowledge that they did file a complaint, that in itself is a second complaint separate from what you all file. So, for example,
And
let's
it's
let's just
easy
say
to
the
file a
complaint.
complaint.
Yeah, let's just say the complaint that you all filed. Let's just say it didn't go anywhere, but still they got to face another complaint because they retaliated against you all, knowing very well that that is against forget policy, that is against the law. Uh you cannot retaliate against a tenant because they filed a complaint with the in this particular case with is it Hood? You still there? Hello.
And the gentleman I spoke to with the Fair House Commission, I gave him a quick rundown of what was going on. And he ended up sending me a link to my email, and he told me to file a complaint immediately. Somebody will get back in touch with me, because
Is
he
that
said
that same link that I post?
no, this is no, I think it's a different link
Okay, the link
in
I
my
post
email.
was
I think
just for
it's
the
different.
application.
But he said somebody will get in contact with me,
Yeah.
so I'm keeping my phone
Yeah.
on me 24/7 because I cannot miss no phone calls from them.
Yeah, for those that missed it, it was actually an online complaint. I had one for Spanish, and I had one for English. As a matter of fact, I'll put them up again. But the ones that I had was what he had. Here we go, right here. Now this one right here that I put up. This one right here was the one that you can go and fill out. That's that link right there, where you can actually go online and you can begin to fill out your complaint. Uh, I think they prefer that you do it online. Um, for some reason or another, I guess they don't like to try to manage between the links and the ones that is mailed in. I guess the links is always, I guess, a lot less of a headache. Let me just say that. But that is the link for English. And if you have anyone who don't speak English, but they have some other nationality like Hispanic or what have you, they do have this one in Spanish. This is the one right here that they can also go to the uh, that link and visit that website, and they can actually uh, fill out their complaint. To my understanding, in speaking with uh, the the person here in Mississippi County, the Mississippi County AOC office, they do have uh, people that can help. Not they, I mean the people at these links I'm telling you about. They do have a number that you can call, and they can just help walk you through the complaint process. What I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
And I have one more issue I just want to bring up. I don't want to hold your time. Is speaking of the roads, yes, they are horrible to the point where sooner or later you're gonna be riding up on these people's lawns and sidewalks to get out the apartment complex. I've been over here going on 6 years, and these roads been like this ever since. You telling me all this funding and money they getting, they can't get no better roads than this out here. Then she has dug up the concrete in one parking spot and put a sign, no parking here. Okay, I'm not understanding why you dig up this concrete like this for nobody cannot park, or video recording people's vehicles. So she does unnecessary stuff. She's got a big generator on the back of her apartment. She's put up a big old fence. She's got cones in front of her house, like she don't want the kids running on the sidewalk. I mean, it is ridiculous. The sooner the better I can get away from here, the sooner the better I'll be.
Well, let me ask you this here. Have anyone called code enforcement? Have they came out to look at the infrastructure, the roads and all? And if so,
no, sir.
I mean, to your knowledge,
think
do you
at
know,
one
have they been
point-
contacted?
I think at one point they contacted the city to come to fix the roads, but
No.
they
It's not
said that
the
it's-
city job. It's not the. Are we talking about roads on the property, or are we talking about the public streets?
it's on the property.
Well, we're talking about property, parking, roads, or what have you. That's the property responsibility to fix those, their roads. That's private property. So what I'm asking is that, in terms of code enforcement, have
No,
code
sir, no.
enforcement been called out to look at the this poor infrastructure that you're speaking of now? Have they been called
Not to
out?
my knowledge. Not to my knowledge, no.
I would definitely do that, because you definitely want to put them on the hook as well, because they actually have a habit of walking up on private property giving you tickets. It
Right.
could be trash can, yard is not, neat, tidy, or grass too tall. And so the code enforcement can walk on public property or private property
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
and give whatever warning, citations, or what have you, if
Mhm.
those particular properties is not brought into compliance. And so please, at the earliest,
Okay, because 9 times out of 10, you're gonna catch a flat. If not coming in, you're gonna catch one coming back out. It's been a boat. I had brand new tires in the last 2 months. I done caught nail after nail or boat screw. It's something. I mean,
well,
I don't.
well, you do
It's
know you
crazy.
can file civil action against them. You do know that, don't you?
No, sir, I don't.
If
But
you
now I
damage,
know.
if you damage your vehicle on their property, and they are aware of that poor infrastructure, that is a safe hazard, not just to humans themselves, but to your vehicles.
Mhm.
Yeah, they can be held liable for that.
Okay.
Especially if
Okay.
you're having flats, or you damage your front end or tie rod end, or something that done, been disassembled or what have you. Yeah, you might have a legal action there.
And I got another question. Is it so if, say, like, she needs to come in and fix something in your apartment. If you're not there, she will leave a notice. If you're not there, we're gonna drill both your lock, drill the door in. That way, I mean,
No.
she's saying that.
She have
Yep.
to give proper notification to you all. I mean, you're paying rent there. You're not living there free. Okay? That's your space. And you are entitled to your privacy. Yes, they can come in and do repairs, this, that, and other, but they must give you proper notice of when they plan on doing, say it's an inspection, or in this particular case, you're talking about to do some kind of repairs. They can't just come into and definitely they can't try to drill through the door. They should have a
Mhm.
key.
I guess she wants the tenant to be there. So if we're not there, that's what she says. She would drill lock the
And
drill
if she does that,
something out the
that
door.
probably can be considered breaking and entering. Just because she's a proper management. Well, I'm putting it like that. I'm putting myself in your position. If my landlord came and drilled through my door and didn't give me proper notification, not only am I going to bring a civil litigation against her, I'm going to press charges against her for breaking and entering. You're not living there free. You are a paying tenant, and you have rights to privacy.
Right. I agree.
And
I
so
agree the first time I met her.
the people down there need to come together. That's why sometime this coming week, and I'm going to be speaking with uh, a person with the Mississippi County EOC office that has a vast knowledge of service, if you will, uh, working in the housing area. And so I'm going to have that person to come on. She would have been on today, but she's a little under the weather. And so I'm allowing her to go ahead and take care, her body. Wouldn't want to bring her on, feeling bad as she is. And so, but she will be uh, coming on my show, and we will be doing a follow up on this. And
Okay.
so, and she will speak to you all in terms of when I don't mean speak to you personally, but just speaking to tenants,
Mm-hmm.
just generally speaking, as
Mm-hmm.
to what are their rights when they
Right.
feel that they may have been a victim or is being a victim of housing discrimination.
Right. Okay. The apartments are very nice. She just make it harder and make it very uncomfortable for
Making a
anybody
living
to
hell. So
even stay over here.
you
Right.
feel like if I guess the way you're explaining it, it's kind of like if I had
Feel
to
like you're on
describe,
24 lockdown.
it's kind of like if I had to describe like being on my job, it's almost like you're forced to live in a hostile environment.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, ma'am, I don't want to call your name out, and I won't, but I thank you for, coming on, sharing some of the complaints that I've already have in my possession right now, and
Mm-hmm.
please pass the word on that if for any reason that they have filed a complaint and they believe that they're being singled out, picked
Mm-hmm.
on for whatever reason, they may have a case of retaliation. They need to log
Right.
that down, write it down, and they need to add that to the complaint that they have already filed. If you already
Right.
got a complaint, they normally give
Mm-hmm.
you a filing number as well, correct? Reference number.
They probably did in my email. I just go
Please,
back in there and look.
check that. Please check
Okay.
that, because if anything happen going forward, you don't need to do another complaint. What you should do is add that to your reference number, the complaint that you initially filed.
Mm-hmm.
Add that as an amendment to your complaint. In other words, you're amending your complaint. Now you're adding to it. You're saying, hey, something else happened. This is new.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you gave them 4 violations, perhaps that you might think have occurred, well, now you get
Mm-hmm.
5. And so, always, as much as you think that you need to, I don't
Mm-hmm.
mean just add, I don't mean just add every little bitty thing. But if something, just what you're telling me now about the drilling of your locks, if you're not there,
Mm-hmm.
there are already, and I'm gonna have our person to speak about that. There's rules against that. You can't just drill your way into people's homes, kicking the doors
Mm-hmm.
open or whatever other
Right.
physical
Right.
entry that a landlord or property manager uh, take it upon themselves. You can't do that.
Right. Right.
You know.
Okay.
But anyway, I hope something was said that would keep you and others encouraged. And like I say, I will be working with you all, uh, giving some directions uh, to filing this petition.
Okay, I appreciate it, and hopefully something get done about it so we can live a comfortable, peaceful place to stay at. But as long as she's here, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse.
Well, all right, ma'am.
And I guarantee you, before your follow-up, we haven't been had about 3 more letters on our door before then.
I'll believe it. And um, well, I just keep them in suspense. But I will say this here: people. When I say people, I mean people of authority is watching now. Okay, let me just say that people of authority is watching now. People of authority is in knowledge now. Okay, that's all you all need to know. So just don't let uh, a person push you against the wall to where it calls you to respond uh, in a way that may be a disadvantage to you. So let's keep level heads. Let's try to allow the process to work.
Yes,
It
sir.
seems like it's things moving slow. It may seem in some cases that it ain't gonna happen, but I'm telling you, there are people in authority right now that knows you cannot get federal dollars, state dollars, and I'm pretty sure they're getting county dollars as well.
Right,
You can't receive those dollars, and you may be in violation of uh, housing laws.
right, right.
You know. Well, ma'am,
Okay.
look like the time been well spent. Don't look like I got any other comments. I got two comments over here. All those just people that's speaking. Uh, I'm pretty sure the apartments that we're talking about. I guess you can give the name if you choose to, ma'am. What's the name of those apartments?
Old Girl, West Haven.
Well, hopefully, Sister Davis, hopefully you heard that Oak Grove are the apartments uh, that is being in question. Let me just say that. All right. So again, it's Brother Jimmy. How you doing? See, he done tuned in. Jim Steele. Uh, that's the pretty much wrap things up, ma'am. I thank you
Okay.
for your information, and again, we will be, uh, in touch.
All right. I
And please
appreciate
do
your
look
time,
for my
Mr.
follow up
Holly.
and spread the word to the residents that I will be doing a follow up where I will have a person who I consider uh, a profession in the housing industry, and I will have that person on to speak to tenants in general. Not in particular what's tenants in Osceola, but just speaking in a general sense. Uh, what are the rights of tenants if they believe that they have faced a case to where discrimination has occurred?
Well, I appreciate your time, Mr. Hollis, and I will be following you on your follow up sometime this week.
Yes, ma'am. Please do. And until then, you take care and God bless. All right.
Thank you. God bless you too.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We got was it two, three calls we got today, and it seemed like all three calls they pretty much are in agreement with some of the things that are going on there at this housing uh, uh, complex in Osceola, Arkansas. And so, again, you all, please, I know it's going to get tough, like the lady just stated, probably going to get more notes on your doors or what have you. Those notes could be deemed harassment because they're not considered, at least the ones I got in my possession, there are not uh, uh, words, or if you will, that are written on a stationary document, letterhead, that is. And so um, just just try to remain cool. Let me just say that. Don't let anyone ruffle your feathers to where cause you to come out of your character and maybe cause you to do some things that you will regret. Okay, so let's keep level heads. All right, that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. I thank you all for tuning in, and I want to say catch me again next week, uh, and we will be coming back to you again with another great show. I'm gonna those have been speaking about an incident as it relates to our superintendent, our ex superintendent Richard Etwill, who was terminated from his job there in West Memphis. I'm looking over here at something, and but we will be at least I will be speaking with him, Richard Edwell. Many of you know that he was uh, terminated as superintendent for the West Memphis School District. Uh, There are individuals, I believe, I don't know if they was from Gaza or what have you, made a comment. How come no one is, speaking on the 5 black um school board reps from West Memphis firing a white superintendent, which is Richard Edwell. But what they didn't know is Superintendent Edwell and I have already spoke sometime last week, and I explained to him that my platform is definitely his if he chooses to come and speak and set the record straight. I did reach back out to him today, Superintendent Richard Edwell, and so we'll just see where it goes. If he chooses to want to come on and speak, then I will try to give you that information ahead of time where you can prepare yourself uh, to hear Superintendent Richard Edwell explain exactly what led up to his uh, termination. Okay, and so again, um, I'm going to be coming back to you Sunday. But if I come back on before Sunday, it will be for the purpose of a follow up on the housing issue in Osceola. Okay, so I want you all to please, please, please uh, catch me again next week. I'm getting better, y'all. I might be a little uh, late, but I'm getting better. I think today I might have was what about 11, 12 minutes late. I'm getting better. So you all come back and please, please, please tell a friend to tell a friend to join the Tony Hollis Live talk show Testify. And we will be coming to you again, same time and same place. Okay. So I want to say peace and love. God bless and good night.